this has always been a dream of ours to have the lavender farm. And I think the idea of agritourism and getting other families to come and enjoy what our family has created here and is continuing to work on is really the key behind all of it. And we love seeing everyone's happy faces, especially at the butterfly release that we had the other day. Just seeing all the families come out and enjoy. That's what we love.
Yeah, we hand planted close to 4,000 plants all by ourselves. My wife and I, 5 children, and each and every one of them with Grandma, Hilary's mom, and some cousins, aunts and uncles have all helped. But nonetheless, we've never had to hire a single person yet. And it's been a labor of love, and we love it. And one of the things our tagline is we grow memories. And that's what we want people to do, is come out and share it. Because it's a beautiful property, and for us just to enjoy it is one thing, but to share it is what our goal is. To have people come out here and grow memories.
Yeah, and we do like adding to it every year. You know, we had our sunflower U-pick and the zinnia U-pick, and that added something that we could do after the lavender season when it was no longer in bloom. Then we can still have families come out in the fall and have some fun activities as well.
Yeah, we also have the Airbnb. We have that covered wagon, Conestoga wagon we bought. That has been extremely popular. We listed on Airbnb, but when people come and see it, they cannot believe how spacious and all the amenities that particular wagon has in it. And it's very unique to the area, and people absolutely love it.
Yeah, I love reading all the reviews, all the families that ride on Airbnb. If you go in and click on the reviews, you can see all the different ages, people with little kids up to big kids. Sometimes they say their teenagers are kind of skeptical, like, where did you bring me for the weekend? But then they end up having a really good time, so they like it.
Yeah, absolutely. So welcome. We'd love to have you come out and enjoy Floren Family Farms. We'll be open every weekend in June and then again in the fall. And we are going to be opening for weddings. We're going to be opening for baby showers, corporate events.
Sky's the limit. Yeah.
Sky's the limit. Come on and visit us. 23 Abercrombie Way, Tularosa, New Mexico. Good afternoon. I'm Tom Floren. My wife, Hilary, she's out in the field here. Welcome to Floren Family Farms. We started this farm about 4 years ago. We planted all 4,000 plants that we'll see here in a second by hand. It's a total family-run farm, and we've never had to hire a single person. We do it all ourselves, which is good and bad. And one of the things I'm going to talk about right now is how we distill and make our oil. This is a copper alembic still that came from Portugal. This is the ancient method of distilling essential oils, and in this particular case, lavender. This is where we fill this bottom basin with water. We put plant material in this column. This is called a rotating column because it can rotate out. You can exchange the plant matter. You stuff this column with the lavender from the field that we pick. We put a heat source underneath it. Heat source has the water boil, produces steam. The steam goes up through the plant matter, breaks up all the oil that is in the buds of the lavender, and then it comes down this specially designed. Centuries ago, they designed this system to cool the vapor, okay? And then it comes into this coil, this collecting bin here. If you can come right here and take a look, there's some coils to increase surface area with water, and we put some ice in there to speed up the process. And then as it cools, oil and water separate, and we collect it out of this spout right here. And then we collect it right here. Now that's a very simplified version, but that's exactly how steam distillation works. Here's a little sheet that we have that is an educational piece to explain exactly what I just went over in a tad bit more detail and in some graphics there. Okay. One of the things we do with the oil, all the oil that we produce here in the field, it goes into medicinal skincare products, from sugar scrubs, all natural sugar scrubs, to pain relief product that has the lavender in it, to sprays, lavender sprays, smells fantastic, to soaps that we make, my wife makes. We make lotions over here. We make lotions. Everything has a touch of modern medicine without the need for a prescription. And then for anybody that, especially the younger crowd, we have these little bears that they have a little area in here where you put the lavender essential oil, and you can heat this up in a microwave. So if you have a sore neck, if you have a little one that has issues falling asleep, you can put a little lavender in there, and the natural calming effects of the lavender will help put the little ones that get a little fussy to bed. And this is some of the lavender bundles right here that we'll be picking here in June. The lavender this particular year is roughly 2 weeks behind schedule. Mother Nature is the one that determines when the temperature, morning low temperature, gets into the 60s, low to mid 60s, and then it starts producing shoots, and will start to flower to get the little lavender buds on it. But like I said, we're about 2 weeks late. Here we're out in the lavender field to display some of the different varieties of lavender that we grow. This particular variety right here, it's one of the earlier bloomers, and it is very, very, very deep purple. Okay, and this variety is a patented variety. A gentleman came up with this particular cultivar, and it's called Phenomenal, and it is truly phenomenal. You can use this as both for essential oils, but also you can use this for culinary purposes as well. It has a very, very sweet smell, and these particular plants will get to be about 3 feet by about 3 feet. We planted each one of these as a rooted plug, so they were like a newborn baby. That's like throwing a newborn baby out in the world and having it fend for itself and thrive on its own. And these guys have done absolutely fantastic. If we step over here, this variety here, this is the workhorse. It's called Grosso. And this right here is the workhorse oil producer. It's not as bright purple, but it is still very purple versus blue. And this variety, Grosso, like I said, this produces the most oil, and this gets to be the largest plant. This can be 4 feet by 4 feet when it's fully grown. We planted this as a rooted plug as well. And if you kind of come from this particular angle, this will just be an entire hedge when they're fully grown. And they should be fully grown here probably this time next year. But it's just absolutely beautiful, and just extremely fragrant, extremely fragrant. There's over 1,100 at last count, and I think I didn't count them, but the experts say there was 1,100 varieties of lavender and growing, but that data, that information is probably a couple years old, and lavender is extremely popular. The benefits of lavender are multi-purpose. We use it for anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial reasons, as well as the stress reduction, calming effect of lavender, as well as in culinary, to cook with, to bake with, things on those lines. So we have over between 3,000 and 4,000 plants in the field here that my wife and I, and the children, we have 5 children, and we hand planted every single one of these.
So people ask, well, what is the door for? A lot of people ask that. And it's just a photo op, really. It's just something fun. You can walk through it. You can use it as a photo op with your family. We see a lot of these pictures. I'll post it on social media, and people know where you are. You're at the Floren Lavender Farm. And then actually some other farms have kind of said, do you mind if we do a door? And of course, we don't own the door, and we don't mind if other people do it. It's just fun, and it's just something unique. We were worried about the fact that it might blow over in some of our extreme windstorms, but it's very fortified, and it's held up for almost 3 years, so it's doing really well so far. So yeah, just some fun colors. We got the yellow on one side and the purple on the other. There you have it. So this is our Conestoga wagon. We rent it out Airbnb. We like to stay in here sometimes. It's very eye-catching and it's a very unique thing to have on the property, but the most unique part is on the inside. It really is a nice tiny home space, if you will, to stay in. But it's bigger in here than what it looks like. So come in, let me show you. This little up the stairs. It has everything that you would want from home. We've got a lot of insulation. I think this is 4 layers of insulation. So we have heating and cooling. People have stayed in here when it's 20 degrees outside and they've been perfectly comfortable with this heater that we have. And the air conditioner, same thing. In the heat of the summer, it's refreshing to come in here. We've got our bunk bed here on the left. We've got our queen size bed. Our lovely air conditioner. We got a little coffee bar behind you, a little seating area. And don't let the size of the bathroom fool you because it even has a shower and a toilet. People are always surprised by that. Hot and cold running water. Check it out. This feels pretty good too. I like all the authentic touches in here. You can hear it creaking when you're walking, which is cool. And people also like to ask if the wheels work, and yes they do, because we actually rolled it over from the other side of the property. It was partially assembled here on the property, on the farm. The bottom half was assembled and then they put the top half on. The company that we bought this from is called PlainsCraft. You can see their logo over on that table. The wheels are handmade by Amish and they're just, the workmanship and the quality is really second to none. It's a beautiful thing. Comfy bed too. We like to have touches in here. We usually leave our lavender lotion in here for our guests, so you can use the shampoo and conditioner that we have that are lavender, of course. Got our little coffee bar, little seating area. Have a campfire at night if there's not weather restrictions.